Hello, and welcome back to Password. I thought I had like a thing prepared, and I don't. Hmm. Let me check the audio real quick. There we go. There we go. It's fine. Okay. Things were looking odd for a moment, you know. New computer, so I had to redo all my settings. It's a little annoying, but that's fine. That's fine. I clutched my head. Was I losing it? Was this a sign I was on the cusp of actually dying? There we go. The sounds around me were off somehow, quieter. Turning to look around, I saw a larger figure moving about the trees, heading towards me. Hello, Dominic. He raised his eyebrows, eyes, not ears, eyes flicking over to the direction the house was in.
Well, this is unexpected.
Don't worry about it. I just figured I'd come out instead of waiting for you to come back to the house.
The deal was for Oswin, not his kid.
Nephew.
No kidding.
So I can be collateral enough, I guess. Just I wanted to make sure no one else was going to go in my stead. Stead?
Don't think the boss is going to like being shortchanged. Who he's after. Plus, who am I? Who am I showing the route off to the mountain to?
Show me. I'll just, use my psychic powers or something.
Pigs have those.
I'm hoping I do. You never know.
No, I'm heading to the mansion. I don't need the boss on my case for screwing this up.
He turned to leave, and I jumped up, grabbing at the fur at his wrist despite not finding a good purchase on it to stop him properly. Please, just take me, and no one else.
Give me one good reason.
I had to think fast. There had to be something I could offer that made things easier for him. He was all about the easy jobs. Hostage.
Go on.
No doubt Memphis is going to try and play his exchange as sort of a, I don't know, insurance he gets what he wants, right? But what's stopping Osmond from refusing to cooperate once we leave? I could see the gears turning in his head, thinking it over. You can take me, and then go get the others to the exit, and then trade me for Osmond when it's over.
I think the boss would like that. Any chance to hold something over someone else, he usually likes.
His expression went darker, comparatively to his normal, gruff facade, reaching back and flashing that he was armed.
Any funny business, though, and this is getting used.
Completely understandable. For good measure, I flash him a thumbs up and a smile, though the moment he turns and starts to guide me away from the house, I inwardly groaned. Surely I wouldn't become more like Dave, was I? Surely I wasn't becoming more like Dave. Okay. We continued on in the dark, silent. After all, we didn't have anything more to say to one another. It was just a business transaction. In the corner of my eye, I could see my hallucination, a flick in and out of existence between the trees, watching me carefully every time I felt my chest tighten. Was it a heart attack? Tiredness? How exactly was I to end up going? Wow, I'm... How exactly was I going to end up going? Part of me hoped it was peacefully in my sleep, but now that thinking about it scared me. Would I just go to sleep one night, blissfully unaware that just never wake up? Would I make plans Would I make plans for the day after, and then that was it? Was I roused from my thoughts, with my hallucination trying to wave me down? And I slowed my pace to follow the direction he was pointing, somewhere in the opposite direction we were heading, towards the darkness. Roswell, where are you? My heart sank, and Dom wandered back the few steps to stand behind me. One of his hands found my shoulder and dug painfully tight. Roswell, come back!
What are you playing at?
Nothing, I swear.
What kind of dumbass comes this far out in the woods at this time of night?
Dave. Someone with a death wish, obviously.
That what you're hoping for? That we're going to do you a favor and kill you.
I was hoping we could make good on our deal from earlier. Whatever he's doing is just idiotic. Just ignore him. Let's just keep going.
And risk leading him, and who knows who else to write where you want to.
Wait, what? Who knows who else to write? Right? What? And risk leading him, and who knows who else to write where you want to go. Okay, my brain is catching up. We're doing things. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not crazy. I'm
no chance. Not taking that risk.
And so, what are you planning on going? What are you planning on doing? That's what that says. He pulled out his gun and spun me to face towards where I'd originally turned to look for Dave, the metal of his gun at the back of my head, hands still tight on my shoulder.
March.
We started walking. Every now and again, Dave would call out, and we could tell that he was getting closer. Or maybe we were just getting closer to him. Each step we took was quiet. Dom must have been listening out for everyone else out here. Roswell! He turned to face us as we stepped into view, and despite me being held at gunpoint, he seemed calmer than I expected him to be. Let him go!
Now, why would I go ahead and do that? Beat it, kid. You're not supposed to be out here.
You were meant to come back to the house. Instead, you kidnapped Roswell. Dave, go back to the house. Everything's going to be fine, I promise. I don't believe you. Everything has been off today. I don't know what it is, but ever since I woke up this morning, ever since... As if on cue, he started to space out, thinking about something. Look at this good boy. Look at him thinking. He's trying so hard. Dave, I'm not kidding around. This guy has a gun, pointed at the back of my head, and I'd really like it if you went back to the house and just stayed safe, please? I can't do that. I can't say I have backup or a plan, or really any way of knowing which way the house is, but... In some poor attempt at seeming bigger than he actually was, he puffed out his chest and breathed in deep. I'm not scared of you. Or Memphis. I felt him shift. Yeah, I felt it shift from back in my head, the tip of Dom's gun. I knew exactly where it was going, and I had to stop it. Dave had to live. Otherwise, everything would have been for nothing. Dave, run! But he didn't move, even with the gun trained on him.
Last chance, kid.
But still he didn't move. I had no idea why Dave was being stubborn, but he was, and it was going to get him killed. Not without Roswell. Digging in deep, I growled and yelled out, yanking myself free of Dom's grip and going for the gun. When I say run, you... Yellow. Okay. Are you doing okay? Huh? What do you mean? You kind of just trailed off there in your... whatever we're calling this. Sorry. I guess things are still just piecing together in my head. So, does that mean that's the end? No, there's still more. Let's see, I think, I remember now. Well, alright, just... If you need to stop, let me know, alright? No, this part's important, I promise. We're back to the unknown. Oh, good. Music. Okay. Music. Okay, that looks fine on the levels. We're good. Okay. As I opened my eyes, I found myself tucked into my bed. A light slap on my face confirmed I was awake properly now, and I carefully sat up to get an idea of what had happened. Not that there was anything to go off. I was in bed. Everything was as I left it. Someone must have brought me here after finding me passed out in the rec room. I checked my phone to see what time it was, and I'd somehow slept the day away, and it was now morning again. With a groan, I rolled out of bed and wondered if there was a way to stop myself from sleeping in so much. But as I sat up, the world around me shifted. Memories started to flood back to me. While my eyes were even open. Touching my head, I wondered if it was something Thanatos was doing to me, Thanatos was doing to me, of I just falling sick with something. Roswell was. What happened? In a daze, I put on clothes, something in the back of my mind telling me that I wasn't meant to put on the orange hoodie, or maybe because I knew I wasn't going to anyway. On autopilot, I made my way downstairs. It was quiet, hinting that I was the only one up. I could think of the memory of the fire only vaguely in favor of what I was thinking. Roswell was in the woods with Dominic. Roswell. Oh, am I gonna cough? Oh, no, that's a... Whoa. That was air escaping my throat, but I don't know what was that. Whether it was a hiccup, cough, a yawn. Maybe all three. Who knows? I sharply turned my head towards the corridor, heading towards the basement, and found myself hurrying over. Dave? Roswell. I didn't need to look for Thanatos. I knew he wouldn't be there already. I stepped somehow. Okay. I stepped back so he wasn't standing just at top of the stairs, and he followed me out of the foyer properly. You're looking better than you did yesterday. Did the thing Oswin give you help? Something told me that was the right thing to say. Something vague about Roswell having been drugged with something while I was still unconscious. I had no way of knowing it, but Roswell's expression told me that I was right. How did you? Just give me a sec to figure something out. I sat down on the stairs and tried to figure out what was wrong, what was happening to me. This was all familiar. Some sort of strange deja vu experience, but way more vivid. I could remember this conversation. I could remember what else happened today. Dominic is coming today, right? Yes. Okay, and where's Thanatos? Beats me. My eyes narrowed on him slightly. My grasp on this conversation was meant to go slipping. I can't. Defenestration. He needs to be thrown out of the window. Roswell went to say something, but looked stunned instead, awkwardly standing there instead of sitting down. Hey, can I ask you a favor for today? Depends on the favor. Orlando's probably going to be a mess today, you know, with everything going on. If it's no trouble, would you be able to keep tabs on him for me? I was gonna... Ask me to do it, right? Dave, what's going on? Something's not right about this. Roswell, come on. You tell me. I don't know. Did something happen? Again, you tell me. I don't know. I just remember things. I got up suddenly, thinking it over. Make it 2 favors. Get the coffee going, please. I just need to check something real quick. I was gone before he got his retort out, heading downstairs 2 at a time. That's so difficult. Maybe it's because of my legs, but like, I don't know. I find that difficult, or I guess it's my height. I don't know. Between the secret passage and going to the vault, I started to go towards one before settling on the other. The passage opened for me fine enough, something telling me that this was the right way to go, or maybe it was just that I was being wary of Thanatos for the time being. I'd been down this way before, so I just had to find the right door. As I opened the door to the lab, I slumped forward in the doorway, looking around in the dim light.
Back already!
As he looked up from what he was doing, what little smile he had faded immediately, replaced with something else. Aw, was he hoping to see Roswell?
Dave, what are you doing here?
I closed the door behind me, checking that if it was closed all the way before stumbling over. My eyes were trained on his pocket, a slight frown from my face. We need to talk.
About?
Roswell.
Pardon.
I dropped myself into the chair beside him and tried to gather my thoughts. So, today, you were going into the woods with Roswell, right? That was the plan.
It is. Why?
It's a terrible idea.
Excuse me, where's this coming from?
He'll die, Oswin.
Based on what exactly?
Volt vision? Within a huff, he breathed through his nose and turned on his computer, tapping away at the keyboard before shaking his head.
Nothing has been recorded for today, or expunged from the record. Though I suppose that's moot when the circumstances would have been coded in might not even exist in this iteration.
I can prove it.
Go on then.
That thing in your pocket. You were going to give it to Roswell when you went into the woods. It's a photo of him and his parents. He pulled the envelope from his pocket and placed it carefully on the desk, saying nothing. I love you. You're just gonna say that to Oswin? Okay, I mean, I would too. I mean, look at him, he's a cutie. That's what it says on the back. The message you wanted to pass on to Roswell.
How?
I don't know, I just do.
Thanatos.
I shrugged, shaking my head. I woke up like this morning. Something felt off. I could tell Roswell was going to be watching me in the foyer. I had vague memories about being injured and seeing that photo. I have memories of watching Roswell get shot in the middle of the woods.
Well, Dave, where do we go from here?
I want the truth. I want the truth from you, in person, as to what's going on.
What do you think is going on?
You and Roswell are related. He's your nephew? It means he's been here before, in other words. Without a word, he got up, wandered over to the laboratory door, and made sure it was closed before locking it from the inside. Then, just as quietly, he wandered over to the side room and looked around, making sure it was empty. What are you doing?
Making sure a certain rat isn't around.
He continues his search, and only once he was satisfied, he sat back down. No Thanatos?
Correct. No Thanatos.
So?
Before I say anything more, I need you to swear to me what I tell you does not leave this room. Act upon it if you so wish, but in no way can this information be relayed in any form outside this room.
And if I don't want to promise that?
Then get out. Those are my terms.
Alright, I promise.
Swear it on your father. May he rest in peace.
I swear. The tension faded immediately as he breathed out, rubbing the bridge of his nose.
You're wrong, you know.
About?
I'm not Roswell's uncle.
And that's the truth?
I swear it upon the life of that son that doesn't know the truth.
But that's... Huh?
What?
I just remembered something Haas said when you made yourself known the first time.
Ah, yes, that.
But Roswell really doesn't know?
To be frank, if he's come to that conclusion on his own, he's yet to raise it. His mother and I decided it would be best to skirt around the issue.
But why? If what I remember of that picture is correct, how could he not know?
Roswell was born the day my brother died, and the medical trial went awry. As you can imagine, the tragedy of what happened left me in no state to raise a child, so the lie we told Roswell was his father was no longer around.
But you are, though.
The same man that desired a family, that wanted to be a better father than the one he had, was no longer in a position to raise him.
But that was in the past, though.
And in the time it took me to recover, he was already properly settled and calling another man his father. I had no right to take that away from him.
That's so sad, though.
You make sacrifices for the ones you love, Dave. You, more than anyone, should know that.
He deflated in his chair, looking me over.
What other wisdom have you gleaned from this? Memories of yours?
If Roswell has been before, why lie about it?
Come on, Dave. You know the answer to that.
Yeah, but I don't want to believe it.
Then what would you believe? This is what was just happening by chance.
No, but it's still something that's a lot to take in before coffee.
That makes two of us.
So if Roswell has been here before, he's Thanatos' master, right?
Well, it's certainly not myself or Benson.
Alright, any idea where he is now?
What are you planning on doing?
I'm gonna interrogate the fucking rat. I want to tell him what I remember. Oh, see what he thinks. If this is the first time I've remembered, or, like, you know. Please me carefully. What? What? Please me carefully what you want to share. Please me? Please be careful? Did I get that right? Is it supposed to be B? I hope so.
Please be careful what you share to him. If he relays what I told you to Roswell, what relationship I have with my son, so fragile as it is, could be ruined forever.
Don't worry. I swear on it. I swear on it, remember?
I trust you, Dave. Just be careful. If I had to check Roswell's room. Though, try not to be too long.
I'll be back. We still need to figure out what the plan is for us later. I just need to get my facts straight. Okay. I will end the part here. Man, this is getting exciting. I do like how we're back to Dave, because I would hate to be Roswell, you know? I'm fine being Dave. He's cute. So, I'll see you guys around.